Hey everybody, I'm Tasha from the Major Change Group. And let me know in the comments, when you travel, how early do you get to the airport? Do you get there an hour early, an hour and 30 minutes early, 2 hours early? And do you have TSA PreCheck global entry clear, or do you just get in a regular TSA line with all the other people? Let me know in the comments, what do you do? Now, y'all know recently, well, earlier this year, I had got TSA PreCheck, and y'all, that's really like a game changer because to be able to get to the airport a little bit, let's say like an hour. Because see, before I would probably get to the airport like 2 hours early, but now that I have TSA PreCheck, I get to the airport maybe like an hour earlier, 45 minutes, something like that. Because this last time when I had went from Nashville to New York, I caught an Uber, and y'all, why did I get halfway? I won't say halfway there, but maybe like down the street from where I live. And I only had my American Express Gold card. And I'm like, you know what? I forgot to put my Chase FI Preferred card in my in my billfold, but I did have it on my digital wallet. But I'm just like, well, they don't take digital wallets everywhere. So I said, sir, do you mind going back to my house because I forgot something? Y'all. So it was like, so I had got to the airport maybe like 45 minutes early. And it was so funny because I'm just like, I'm so used to kind of getting to the airport early with it being like 45 minutes. Y'all, was kind of sweating, but it was just like going through TSA PreCheck. It was so quick. So I would say over the past year that I've been traveling, I have seen more of the clear pods and things like that. And I know that on the American Express Platinum card, they have a $189 credit for clear. And I have the American Express Gold card, but it doesn't have any travel, with the TSA or the clear. So when I was traveling from Cancun to Baltimore, that's where my connecting flight to Puerto Rico. So I was going through the airport and I was going to my gate and I was seeing more clear pods than usual. And I was seeing a lot of clear representatives. So I'm just like, what's going on? Like, clear is really hopping here. And so I was just walking to my gate. And so, well, not my gate because I had to go back through TSA PreCheck since I was coming from Cancun. And so I get to where the TSA was, and when I saw TSA PreCheck, I was like, whoa, TSA PreCheck, it's kind of hopping over here. Now, the line wasn't as long as it was in the regular line, but the TSA PreCheck, it was a little bit longer. So one of the clear representative came up to me. He was like, well, ma'am, do you have clear? And I was like, no, I have TSA PreCheck. And he was like, well, you see that TSA PreCheck line over there? It's kind of long. And I was like, it is. He was like, well, do you want to get clear? I can give you a 14-day trial. And I was just like, He was like, I can get you through. I can take you right up to the line and you don't have to wait. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to try it out since it's only a 14-day trial. So it was so easy. So basically, he took me to this pod and I had to put my passport in there. And then so I had to put some of my information in there. They had to take a picture, and I had to do like a fingerprint. And then, boom, I was all set in, but they did have to take my credit card. So I'm going to have to make sure, am I going to keep the clear? Because after the 14 days, then they're going to charge me $189. But he did state, since I have the American Express Gold card, it's possible that I could get a discount and it might be $80. So we're going to get into the price a little bit later. So once I had got signed up, he took me over to the clear pod, and then that's where I had to put my finger on there so it can scan my fingerprint, and then I was able to go. And then so he took me right up to the TSA, and I was able to go in. So I was just like, whoa. So it's just like, really, the clear is really helping you to where you could skip the line even for the TSA PreCheck. So I was like, that was pretty cool. Now, when I was thinking about it, because I'm just like, even though I would only have to pay $80, since I already paid for a TSA, and that was about $85 or $89 for 5 years, do I really want to get the clear? So I said, you know what, while I'm traveling for this next week or so, I'm going to just test out clear and see how I like it. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how I liked clear and do I suggest you having TSA Precheck? So what we're going to do, we're going to go over to the site and we're going to take a look at the clear and go from there. You can watch a video and you can even enroll. But what I would suggest is seeing if one of your credit cards has a credit for you to be able to get clear. So I know for sure American Express Platinum and the American Express Green Card, but the Platinum is $189. So that's for the full amount. And then for the Green Card, I believe it's only $100. So I wanted to come over here to the facts for the clear. And it says, what is the difference between clear and TSA Precheck? So clear allows you to quickly identify verification experience. So basically what happens is you go up to the pod and it verifies who you are through either your eye or your fingerprint. So when I did it, it did my fingerprint. So I'm just like, when I think about when I got TSA Precheck, because one, you have to go onto the site and do the application for TSA. Then you have to schedule an appointment. And then I went to the airport, and then that's where they'll do my fingerprints, take, your picture, and, you have to take your passport. So it's a little bit of a process for TSA Precheck compared to clear. I was able to get clear right there in the airport, and I was really not expecting that. But you see all of those different clear representatives. And so I didn't think it was going to be that quick, but it was so fast to be able to get the clear. And so with the TSA Precheck, basically they're doing a background check to see and identify, are you deemed low risk through the security? And so you don't have to take off your shoes, your earrings, your belt, your liquids out of your bag, and all that kind of stuff. So it's really good. And that's why I like TSA Precheck. So Clear uses biometrics to replace your ID for faster entry in stadium, airports, and other venues. And so that is true because, usually with the TSA Precheck, you have to have your boarding pass and you have to have your ID or your passport. But with Clear, you don't have to take any of that stuff out. All you have to do is go up to the Clear pod, and then it's gonna, when I did it, it scanned my fingertips, and then my picture came up, and then they verified that it was me, and then the rep just took me up to the TSA person, and then I was able to get through. So it's really easy. So I would say it's really easy, but the only thing is it's $189 for 1 year. So that is a lot. So the question is, now that I got this 14-day trial, and my 14-day trial is going to be ending August the 3rd, if I'm not making a mistake, do I really want to pay $189 or maybe the $80, because I'll have to see what kind of discount will I get with American Express Gold Card, because that's what the guy said. But since I had been on the site, I haven't seen anything. So I am going to call Clear one to see if I'm going to cancel it, which I think I might, because what I'm really thinking is, when I went from Nashville to New York, TSA Precheck, I was able to get through it that so easy. And then when I went from New York to Cancun, even in New York, the TSA Precheck was so fast. And from Cancun to Puerto Rico, so I had to go from Cancun to Baltimore. But once I got in Baltimore, that's when TSA Precheck. Now, I'm not going to say the line was as long as the regular line, but it was probably like 10 people in the TSA Precheck when compared to normally it's usually not, maybe like 1 or 2 people. So it's not like it would be a whole long time. So that's the only thing to where possibly, let's say if you travel a lot, then it might be more beneficial for you to have both. But if you're somebody like me and like I only travel, let's say 2 to 3 times, and I say this year I might travel 4 times this year. So I wouldn't say I travel all the time, but I do travel. But I think with having the TSA Precheck for $89, and especially since my credit card, so my Navy Federal flagship paid for my TSA Precheck and then they reimbursed me, I feel like that makes more sense. Now, if I had the Platinum American Express card, then possibly, of course, I will go ahead and get the clear. Now, I'm thinking since the clear is $189 a year, but the rep told me that possibly I could get clear for $80 since I have the American Express Gold card. That, I'm just thinking, since I don't travel as much, I don't know that it would be worth it to have both of them. But I can see them kind of working together. But you'll have to let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you really feel like you need TSA Precheck? Now I'm gonna tell you, I don't know. Like, when I first used my TSA Precheck, I'm like, y'all, why did it take me so long to get TSA Precheck? Because I'm just like, it was so fast. And then, especially since you don't have to take off your shoes, you don't have to take off your earrings, your belt, and all that kind of stuff. And then, especially, I'm gonna say when I was flying from Puerto Rico home to Nashville, y'all. Oh my God. It was so many people in the airport. I was just like, dang. So I'm just like, TSA Precheck came in pretty handy when I was in Puerto Rico. And then plus I had only got to the airport like an hour. And then, you had to go through the agriculture and all that kind of stuff. So it was just a lot going on. So I would say, on the one hand, TSA definitely comes in handy. And I do think that the clear worked really well. I actually do like clear, but since I have TSA Precheck, it's only going to probably be like an extra minute with TSA Precheck compared to clear. So that's my thought. But if you travel a lot, I would definitely say to go ahead and get the clear, because I do see where they both can work really well together. Or especially check your credit cards and see what credit card will pay for, clear or even TSA Precheck. Now, I think really where it's at is to get the global entry, because if you get the global entry, then you automatically have the TSA Precheck. Y'all, I'm just like, but see, the global entry, it's a little bit more in-depth process than even the TSA Precheck. And so that's the only reason why I didn't do that one, because I kind of, wasted a little bit of time opposed to go ahead and doing it before I was traveling. And then, so I had just went ahead and got the TSA Precheck. Turn your notification bell on, because in my next video, I'm going to be talking about my trip to Puerto Rico. And y'all know I have been talking about going to Puerto Rico, but using all of my points, my cash back, and stuff like that. So the question is, was I able to go to Puerto Rico and not have to pay anything out of pocket? But we're going to see how much was I able to use with my points and my cash back, and then how much was I able to have to pay out of my pocket. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time. It's not a game.